So practicing that, I had a time in my life when my children left home. And I made space and time to contemplate the next stage of my life. I reflected on what I wanted to expand in my life and what it was time to let go of that would not serve me moving forward. I sold my home and decided to find a place to live that required few resources of time and money. Maybe I would rent a room with a friend or find a small efficiency. It felt like it was time for a sabbatical and an adventure. My second intention was to invite more opportunities for teaching, writing, healing, and leading into my life. This made my heart sing just imagining what might arise from the field of possibilities. And as most of you know, in that next 6 months, I got a call from the Metamorphosis Center from a woman named Laura who owns the place to come and do a class there, and then a 4-week class, and now I'm on the board. And I asked her when she called how she found me, and she said, well, 3 different people who don't know each other mentioned your name in 1 week. So I figured, right, it was time to call. And then the program that I've taught in for years at the U, which has been a certificate program, became a master's program. And they invited me to do more work. I wrote a new class called the Mind-Body Science in the Art of Transformation. And students hire me as coaches when they leave, and they bring me into their companies. It's just been a fabulous piece of response from the universe. You know, you send that prayer out on the field of consciousness, and things that vibrate with it show up in your life. I've also been teaching at the Humphrey Institute following that, and I had an amazing opportunity to teach emotional intelligence and mindfulness to leaders in all across the upper Midwest. And one of my recent things there is one of the new executives at the Bush Foundation came up to me after the lecture this fall and said, I've been placed by an executive, executive team that places people, and a search firm, yes. And he said, and we got a coach for 6 times after we got placed, and he said, I've learned more from you in 4 hours than I learned in, and I'd like to introduce you to the owner of, and so we've met, and I would, hoping to be one of the, so it just goes, it goes that whole way that we get to have our intention be clear, find like-minded people, and then create magic in the world. So these openings came unsolicited and are very energizing. They open up my imagination and creativity. These circumstances, like all creation, are impermanent, in flux, and transient. The underlying energy that created them remains constant. Yes, I have connected with amazing, light-hearted, and like-minded people through my involvement with these projects, which I savor. Yet I know these opportunities will also have a beginning, middle, and end, just like my life. I'm not attaching my identity to belonging to the particular programs or organizations, and this gives me the freedom to immerse myself fully into the moments when I'm developing a class or a workshop, writing or teaching. I allow the divine spark that lives in my center within to express itself fully in these activities without attachment to their longevity or recognition. My persistence rests in the unchanging state of being that all form and events rise from. I also had several invitations to work on potentially impactful service projects. They felt exciting, and my ego was very impressed by one in particular. After resting in quiet reflection and considering each one as they presented, I turned the rest down. They were not fully aligned with what makes my heart sing. What I say no to is just as important as what I say yes to. And I invite you also to be open to the miracles of opportunities for service that arise in your life, and say yes to those that make your heart sing.